Streets versus stealth, let the wild showdown begin. Alright folks, picture this. On one side, we've got the Pitbull. Not just a dog, but the urban gladiator of the canine world. This is the muscle-packed, never-back-down fighter you might see strutting through a city park like it owns the block. I've met pit bulls that would charge through fire for their people and then still have the energy to chase a tennis ball. Their loyalty, strength, and attitude all rolled into one short, stocky powerhouse. But hold on to your safari hats, because entering from the shadows is a very different kind of killer. Say hello to the leopard. This isn't your average big cat. It's stealth wrapped in muscle, a whisper that kills. While the pit bull barks and bites, the leopard glides like a ghost, climbing trees, pouncing from the dark, and vanishing before anyone knows what hit them. I once saw footage of a leopard dragging an antelope up a tree. That's right, not across the ground up. That's not just strength, that's next-level predator stuff. So here's the setup. One comes from concrete streets. The other from jungle depths. One fights with brute grit. The other with calculated grace. Now here's the real question. What happens when a fearless city brawler goes fang to fang with a silent assassin of the wild? Can raw toughness beat deadly elegance? Can heart overpower stealth? You're about to find out. This is the Pitbull versus the leopard. And trust me, this one's going to get wild. The street brawler, meet the Pitbull. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the blue-collar bruiser of the animal kingdom. This isn't some pampered pooch lounging on a velvet pillow. This is the Pitbull. And when it steps onto the battlefield, you better believe it's bringing heart, hustle, and a bite that'll make your spine do a double take. We're talking about a dog that packs around 30 kilograms. That's roughly 66 pounds of pure muscle and attitude into a body that stands just 45 centimeters tall. That's about knee height, but don't let that fool you. This little tank moves like a heat-seeking missile. I once saw a pit bull race across a yard and leap into a pond faster than my uncle could finish yelling, "No, buddy, not the koi fish." And get this, these dogs can hit speeds of 40 kilometers per hour, around 25 miles per hour. That's faster than most of us run when we hear the words tax audit. But the real showstopper, that bite. Pit bulls have one of the most powerful bites in the canine world. We're talking about 2,350 psi of pressure. That's like slamming a car door shut on a steel pipe. Enough to snap bones, tear through leather, or hold onto a rope with the grip strength of a hydraulic press. And when a pit bull bites, it doesn't just nip and bounce. No sir, it locks on. That's its signature move: bite and hold. The jaw's clamped, the eyes narrow, and it doesn't let go until the job is done. No claws, no long saber teeth, no ambush tactics, just raw determination wrapped in fur. You know what I love most about pit bulls? It's not just the bite, it's the mindset. They're fighters not because they want to be mean, but because they don't know how to quit. You could throw them into a snowstorm, a sandpit, or a thunderstorm, and they'd still be standing there like, is that all you've got? They're the underdog's underdog, loyal to the bone, fierce in a fight, and fueled by a heart that doesn't understand the word fear. I've seen pit bulls square up with dogs twice their size and still win the stare down, simply because they refuse to back down. If courage could wear a collar, it would look like this dog. So here's your urban warrior. No claws, no stealth. Just a jaw like a vice and a spirit forged in fire. Now the big question is, can all that grit hold its own against the jungle's silent assassin? Let's find out. The silent assassin, enter the leopard. Now hold on to your safari hats, folks, because stepping into the arena next is one of the stealthiest, deadliest, and flat-out coolest predators ever to walk the wild, the leopard. A shadow slips through tall grass without a whisper. Muscles coiled like springs, eyes glowing like twin spotlights in the night. And before you even realize you're being watched, bam, game over. That, my friends, is the leopard's calling card. No drama, no delay, just precision, power, and poise. Weighing in at a sleek 60 to 90 kilograms, around 130 to 200 pounds, this cat isn't the biggest member of the big cat family, but it's easily one of the most efficient. At about 1.5 meters long without the tail, its body is built like a gymnast, lean, flexible, and explosive. And those legs, you better believe they were made for the chase. Speaking of speed, the leopard can hit 58 kilometers per hour, or around 36 miles per hour. That's faster than most speed limits in suburban neighborhoods. I once watched a leopard sprint across open ground, cover 20 feet in a blink, and snatch a monkey clean out of a tree. That wasn't hunting. That was art. But speed is just the warm-up act. Let's talk about the real weapons. First up, the claws, razor sharp, retractable, and always ready to rip. These aren't just for show. A single swipe can open flesh like wrapping paper on Christmas morning. Then there's the canines, those long, curved daggers designed to pierce the neck and end things quickly. Add in a bite force of around 1,100 psi, and you've got a jaw strong enough to crack bones and carry prey twice its own weight up a tree. Yes, up a tree. While other predators fight over leftovers on the ground, leopards just take dinner to the rooftop. Oh, and let's not forget the leopard's most dangerous trait of all: it works alone. No pack, no pride, no backup. Unlike lions who roll deep, or wolves who coordinate like a military unit, the leopard is a one-cat army. It hunts solo, it eats solo, it survives solo. And it's been thriving like this for millions of years. Why? Because it doesn't just rely on brute force. It uses strategy, stealth, and sheer ruthlessness. Think ninja meets apex predator. From the shadows of the African savanna to the dense jungles of Asia, leopards are nature's ultimate hitmen, and they don't miss. Now here's the question that's got my whiskers twitching. How does a lone urban bruiser like the Pitbull, who fights with all heart and zero hesitation, stand up to a wild-born assassin who could disappear into the bushes before the bell even rings? Is sheer courage enough when your opponent is faster, sharper, and practically invisible until it's too late? Or will the Pitbull's refusal to quit throw a wrench into the leopard's perfect ambush game plan? The stage is set. The hunter and the brawler are just a heartbeat away from collision. And I don't know about you, but I wouldn't miss this showdown for the world. Let's see what happens when street grit meets jungle finesse. Teeth, claws, and tactics, the arsenal of survival. Alright, animal fight fans, this is where things get juicy. We've met the contenders. We've sized them up. But now it's time to pop the hood and see what weapons each of these warriors brings into the ring. Because when fur starts flying, it's not just about heart or size. It's about how you fight, what you fight with, and whether your strategy can outsmart the enemy. Let's start with the Pitbull. This dog may not have claws or fangs like a jungle cat, but what it does have is the jaw of a living bear trap. Seriously, the Pitbull's bite is no joke. Once it clamps down, it's not letting go unless you pry it off with a crowbar. That bite force, clocking in at a bone-crushing 2,350 psi, is like getting your leg caught in a hydraulic press. And it knows exactly where to aim. The Pitbull's go-to move: charge hard and fast, sink those jaws into a leg or neck, and hang on for dear life. I've seen Pitbulls latch onto tires, logs, even metal poles, and refuse to let go. Now imagine that focus applied to a living, breathing predator. It's terrifying. And it's all about pressure: relentless, unyielding, non-stop pressure. Its strengths: grit, toughness, and an absurd pain tolerance. You could knock this dog down, spin it like a top, and it would still come back for more. Think of Rocky Balboa in dog form: no frills. Just fists, or in this case, teeth and fire. But across the battlefield stands a very different kind of killer. One that doesn't charge, it disappears, it doesn't overpower. It outsmarts. Enter the leopard. This spotted phantom is armed with a full assassin's toolkit. Let's start with those claws, razor sharp and fully retractable. When they hit, it's like being slashed by 10 little switchblades. Add in jaws lined with sabers capable of slicing through necks like butter, and you've got a predator built to end things quickly and quietly. But the real weapon: precision. The leopard doesn't need to brawl. It's not a boxer, it's a sniper. It stalks from the shadows, waits for the perfect moment, then explodes into action with a pounce that could knock the wind out of a wild beast. I once watched a leopard leap from a branch and land squarely on a wild pig's back like a furry meteor. 3 seconds later, the pig never moved again. And if things get dicey, this cat goes vertical. No other big cat climbs quite like a leopard. It'll vanish up a tree like it has suction cups on its feet, reset the battlefield, and come down when it's good and ready. So, how do these styles clash? The Pitbull is all in, right from the bell. Head down, teeth bared, no time to waste. But the leopard, it's all about patience, timing, and surgical strikes. One waits for an opening. The other makes one. Now let me ask you this. What happens when unstoppable aggression meets ice-cold precision? Can the pitbull's bulldog spirit break through the leopard's deadly calm? Or will the jungle tactician turn the fight into a trap the pitbull never sees coming? The wild doesn't hand out trophies for bravery. It rewards skill, cunning, and execution. And these two warriors are about to put every tool in their arsenal to the ultimate test. Are you ready for the clash? Because this fight is just heating up. The jungle rumbles, simulating the ultimate showdown. Picture this: a quiet forest clearing. Sunlight filters through the canopy like golden ribbons, dappling the ground in a mosaic of light and shadow. Birds chirp in the distance. Everything feels calm, almost too calm. Then, a low growl cuts through the stillness. Enter the pitbull. It strides into the open, muscles coiled like springs, eyes sharp, nose twitching for trouble. There's no barking, no bluffing. This dog knows it's on enemy turf, but it doesn't care. It came here for one reason, and it's ready. But where is the leopard? No sign, no sound. Until suddenly, like a bolt of lightning wearing spots, the leopard dives from above. It drops from a high branch like a missile with claws. This is how ambush predators say hello. But wait, the pitbull reacts with lightning reflexes. It dodges just in time, the leopard's claws raking air. Before the cat can recover, the pitbull lunges low and sinks its jaws into the leopard's hind leg. It's a brutal move. 1 second in, and we've got blood. The leopard screeches in pain, its tail whipping like a snake. But this isn't its first rodeo. With a savage twist, it flips, claws flashing in a blur, and rakes its paw across the pitbull's ribs. Blood sprays across the forest floor like crimson confetti. It's chaos, it's primal, it's survival on full display. And the pitbull, still hanging on, still grinding those jaws tighter, refusing to let go. This dog fights like it's defending the honor of every underdog that's ever walked the earth. But the leopard is done playing. It rips free with a sudden lurch, then leaps back. The forest seems to hold its breath. And then it charges. This time there's no hesitation. With speed that would make a sports car jealous, the leopard launches into a full-body pounce and slams the pitbull to the ground. One bite, straight to the throat. No drama, no hesitation. Just the ruthless efficiency of a killer born to rule the food chain. The pitbull growls, struggles, but the blood loss is too much. Its grip weakens, its breathing slows. Seconds later, the forest falls silent. The pitbull lies still. And standing over it, victorious, is the leopard, scuffed, bleeding, but very much alive. So what just happened? We saw courage clash with cunning, tenacity take on tactics. And in the end, the jungle's original assassin showed why it's earned that fearsome reputation. This wasn't about who fought harder, it was about who fought smarter. Nature, once again, proved that instinct plus strategy almost always beats brute strength. But let me ask you something. After a fight like that, would you call the pitbull a loser or a legend? Because while the leopard walks away with the win, the pitbull walks away with something just as powerful: our respect. Who's ready for the next wild matchup? Final word: what this wild throwdown teaches us. So here we are at the end of one of the wildest fantasy showdowns you'll ever witness. A pitbull, the scrappy street fighter with the heart of a lion, went tooth to claw with the leopard, the silent assassin of the jungle. It was brawn versus brain, muscle versus movement, heart versus hunter. Now let's be honest, the pitbull gave it everything it had. That dog didn't just show up, it showed out. It took hits, dished out some damage, and never backed down. If courage alone decided winners, that leopard would have been limping off into the sunset with a story to forget. But this is nature we're talking about, and nature plays by different rules. There are no referees, no underdog comebacks, no motivational speeches before the final round. The jungle is a place where strategy, speed, and survival instincts rule the scoreboard. The leopard didn't win just because it was bigger or stronger, it won because it was built for the hunt. Every part of its body, from its powerful hind legs to its precision fangs, is designed to strike fast and end faster. It chose its moment, adjusted its tactics, and delivered a performance that would make any predator proud. Now you might be thinking, does that mean bravery is pointless in the wild? Not even close. Bravery is what puts you in the fight. It's the reason stories like this are even worth telling. But here's the thing, In nature, heart needs backup. It needs instinct, it needs adaptability. It needs the kind of sharp reflexes and smart choices that turn courage into survival. So what's the real takeaway from this jungle brawl? Let me put it like this. Courage will get you in the ring, but only skill will keep you standing. Being bold is important, but being quick, flexible, and smart under pressure. That's what separates the legends from the lost. Think about it. In your own life, when the heat's on and the odds are stacked, are you just charging forward with brute strength? Or are you reading the field, staying agile, and striking with precision? Because here's what this fight reminded me of. Whether you're a dog from the backstreets or a cat from the canopy, you've got to play to your strengths and never underestimate your opponent. The wild doesn't hand out trophies for effort, but it never forgets those who fight with fire. So next time you're facing your own jungle out there, ask yourself this. Are you bringing more than just guts to the game? And hey, if you love this showdown, make sure to stick around. There are more epic face-offs, wild facts, and untamed battles just around the corner. Who do you want to see go head-to-head next? Lion versus grizzly, eagle versus cobra? The jungle is calling. Let's answer it together. Stay fierce, stay curious, and never stop respecting the wild. Love wild showdowns like this one? Then what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button like a pitbull going for the win and make sure you turn on notifications so you never miss another epic animal face-off. We've got battles, nature facts, and jaw-dropping simulations lined up just for you. Got a wild matchup in mind? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one, and who knows, your idea might just be the next big fight we bring to life. Let's build the wildest nature-loving crew on YouTube. Subscribe, comment, join the tribe, stay wild.